I'm here with metalsmith Candie Cooper, and today we're talking about bold central elements. Candie, you have a great idea for stones.
I do. I actually used them in this pendant, like you can see on the necklace
And
here.
where do you find them?
I find them along the coast of Lake Michigan.
Love it. They look so pretty when they're layered with the metal pieces.
Yeah, and they're free. Are you ready to see how to make a pendant?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I have a little grouping of stones here. The thing that you're going to need to drill holes in the actual stones themselves is a diamond drill bit. This is called a diamond core bit.
Okay, and you have it in your flex shaft drill?
I do. I'm ready to go. So you actually have to drill these stones in water, and what that does is makes it really nice and smooth and cool as you drill. So I've put a piece of board down because when I get into the actual through it, I don't want to go through my container.
Bowl, right.
And you want to keep your drill going at a pretty good speed and just nice and steady. And some
you can
stones,
feel right when it goes through.
you can feel when it pops. And I should also mention that you may need to ream out the hole a little bit more, or depending on what you're going to do with it. So once I have my holes in the pieces, now we're ready to actually use them in jewelry. So for these, the stones sometimes look a little matte, so I've used like an alcohol ink on this one. You can layer these inks if you want to too, like and add some browns. You can see I've done this on the green one.
Sure.
And
you just put it directly on the stone?
I do, but if you're nervous, just practice on the back side of your stone first.
Oh, good idea.
Okay, so for the one that we're making today, I've actually drilled a couple holes in. And to just add, I love layers. I've drilled a second stone here, and along with a bead cap.
I love the way that you always use bead caps in different ways.
I can't get enough of spacer beads or bead caps. And I'm just using this miniature nut and screwing that onto the back. And you want to, you can even add a little bit of adhesive in between your layers so the pieces don't spin. Because we try not to use glue in jewelry making, but sometimes we have to.
And sometimes though, you might want some movement there.
Right.
So then you just cut that guy off?
Cut that off, put your finger over so I don't hit you in the face. And then I've got this neat little thing called a bead liner, and these come in all different styles, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive around the hole. You have to be kind of careful here, right? Because glue comes out fast.
You don't want to have too much glue.
And then just put a little bit here.
So the post fits right down into the hole that you just drilled.
It sinks right down
so
in
nice.
it, and it gives it a nice finished look,
Definitely,
right?
yes.
One thing I forgot to tell you is I also, sometimes if I want the stones to look a little bit more rich, I'll add a matte varnish.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, and it just kind of cleans it up and makes it look really nice and finished.
Definitely.
Okay, so now let's turn this focal pendant into an actual necklace.
All right, so we have our pendant.
We have our pendant, and we need to, this design has a couple different, it's kind of a variety. So the first thing is I've made this little chain out of these components, and I'm doing my button toggle closure.
Fun.
So to make that leather toggle, you're just going to take a little piece of leather, and you kind of want to fit it to your button piece, like so, kind of gauge it.
Yeah, just so that it fits snugly but not too tight.
Right.
Too hard to fasten if it's tight.
Right. And then I'm going to use this hole puncher here and just go through both layers of the leather. And then you may have to use your bead reamer to open up those holes a little bit. Once you have that, you just
jump ring it
to the actual piece.
And
like
this is a really cool creative use for those spacer bars, because we've seen a lot of times these used in multi-strand designs, but here you are creating a chain. What a good idea.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's nice when you use all the same style components because everything goes together.
And the mixed material, mixed metals. I love the different finishes.
Me too. So to start the stringing process then, you're just going to run 2 pieces of beading wire through the hole in the pendant, and then this makes it so it doesn't matter where you drill the hole on your pendant.
Oh, okay, so you're making a totally custom bail.
Yeah, because if you were trying to run a jump ring through it, like your jump ring would have to be pretty big.
Yeah, be a little more careful maybe where you drill the hole.
Right.
I like how you glued that. Did you glue this?
I did. Do you want to see how?
It looks good.
To drill it, I just took a regular charm and cut off
the loop.
And then if you want to file it, you can, or you can just add some more adhesive and glue it on like that.
Looks great.
I like it. Then once you have your stringing started, you can just string the sides however you want, but I wanted to show you these bead liners again because they kind of have a dual purpose. For large hold beads, you can also put them inside like that, and then that tapers down the hole so they aren't like uneven on the strand.
Yes, and fits the beading wire. Now, which size beading wire are you using? You just need 2 strands to go through your seed beads, right?
Right. I did 19 strands, so it kept kind of skinny.
Sure.
Now, then to secure it to one end of your chain that you've made, you just run it through this. This is a solid ring, so the thin wire can't sneak out, you know. And then you're going to poke it through the first crimp bead. And because I'm not using crimping pliers here, I'll then run these 2 strands through the separate strands, and you can see I've snuck a crimp bead.
Oh, so you crimped it again?
Too. So I crimp it with flat nose pliers like this.
Is that just because it's tricky to crimp with the crimping tool when you have seed beads so close? Is that why?
I've snapped too many seed beads. Before I forget to tell you though, you can, just like you drilled the beach stones, you can also drill beach glass the
let's
same
take a
way.
look.
Yeah, I've got a little sample right here to show you.
That looks great.
Thank you.
And let's take a look at your necklace too so that we can see the finished piece. And we'll have all the instructions for this on our website. So be sure to check that out. And thank you so much, Candie. We're going to be using this drilling technique a lot. And I love the way you use those Bead Liners to fit inside the hole. It looks so great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We are going to be right back with Molly Shaler.